What's up? Another CJ video.
So you've probably seen by now, but Zoran Mamdani and Trump had a meeting at the White House, and that piqued my interest. Because they're not supposed to like each other. One's on the right, one's on the left. They both talked about each other badly within the press. Zoran has said multiple times that Trump is a fascist. Trump has called him a communist. They are not supposed to like each other. But they met in the White House, and it seemed like they had a pretty good relationship. Trump said, "I'd be happy to live in Zoran Mamdani's New York." Mamdani said he's looking forward to working with Trump. And I think this is good. I think the reasons why they're doing what they're doing can be depicted as disingenuous and stuff like that, but I think this is good for the country.
One of the reasons why Trump was so enjoyable in the Zoran meeting is because his people know if he opposes Zoran, he will only make him more popular.
Trump is highly radioactive, and anybody who opposes him or who doesn't like him will become more popular because of that. And I don't think that's what he wants. You know, the temperature's high. Republicans and Democrats do not like each other. It does not seem like it is just politics anymore. It seems like it's good versus evil, depending on which side you're on. Zoran is probably more genuine in this meeting with Trump because he's in a lesser position of power, and he knows to get some of the stuff he wants to get done, he's gonna need Trump and Kathy Hochul. No matter how you slice it, this is good for the country because Zoran Mamdani, who is the most popular Democrat, and Donald Trump, who's the most powerful Republican, getting together and having a conversation is good for the country. Zoran is not anyway the most powerful Democrat, but he is the most popular young Democrat they have right now. New to the scene, was 0% in the polls before winning the Democratic nominee. Zoran has influxed the Democratic Party with new energy that hasn't been there in a long time. And Trump's resume sort of speaks for itself. He's the most powerful man in the world. And I think they're almost more similar than they are different. I mean, Trump knows how it is to get into an election with not a lot of standing power, not a lot of votes, people who think he can do it, and turning out and winning. And I think you have to respect that. I mean, going from 0% in the polls to winning the New York mayoral candidacy within a year against one of the more famous tri-state politicians ever is huge. So I say all this to say, hey, turn the volume down. You know, I know Mamdani said turn the volume up, but turn the volume down in your own life as a Republican or a Democrat. This is not something that should encapsulate your life. It is not something that you should think makes you a good person or a bad person to be a Democrat or a Republican. I think you should just take it as it is.
So yeah, vote for who you want to vote for, know the topics, debate the facts, but at the end of the day, two people who hated each other 3 weeks ago were able to have a conversation, and it seems like they like each other.
So if you're blocking family members for the way they voted, if you're not talking to people because you think they're rude or evil, understand that at the end of the day, you're all Americans. You're all living in this country. You're all part of a community. There's no reason to not talk with someone or to think somebody is weird because of the way they voted. I mean, these people tell you that these people are horrible, that you can't talk with them, all this kind of stuff, but they end up having good conversations and life goes on. Another caveat, I think they're able to have a conversation because they're both men. And, you saw Kamala Harris when she was at President Jimmy Carter's funeral, and she didn't want to talk to Trump, and she was being weird when Obama was talking to Trump. Look, men are always able to conversate with each other. Doesn't matter what their political beliefs are. Doesn't matter how hard and how bad people have talked about each other. I think women are a little different. I think they harbor resentment a little bit more, and men are kind of able to move on and not talk about things when they don't need to. So yeah, that's it, man. Keep it pushing. Shouts out to Zoran and Trump for turning down the political discourse within this country. I think it's really good for America. That's all I got. Peace.